Hey guys, welcome to another YouTube video, and welcome to the match preview for Friday for Gather Round's Friday night match, which is going to be Collingwood against Sydney. So obviously tonight, as I'm recording this, of course, it is going to be the start of AFL Gather Round 2025, and then this one is also going to be a good match as well between the PIES and the SWANNIES. Just about half an hour ago, as I'm recording this, the lineups for both sides came out. So I'm going to read you those first, as usual. So the so the ins and outs for each side. Well, it's an unchanged team for Sydney. Just to get it straight. No beat around the bush. Straight. It's an unchanged side from the team that smashed North Melbourne last week, and then three changes for Collingwood and their big outs as well from the team that beat Carlton last Thursday night. So the ins for this one being Lachlan Sullivan, Edward Allen, and a big in Will Hoskin Elliott. And there's three big outs. Of course, Dan Houston due to suspension, Jordan Nagowie and Lockie Schultz are both out, and also Darcy Cameron playing his 100th game as a bit of a milestone there. So let's get to the starting lineups here for both sides. So firstly, for Collingwood, in the fullback line, you've got Braz Maynard, Billy Frampton, and Jeremy Howe. On the halfback line, you've got Josh Dacos, Darcy Moore, and Harry Perryman. In the centre, you've got Patrick Lipinski on the wing. Lipinski, still side bottom, and Jack Crisp. On the half forward line, you've got Bobby Hill, Brody Mychek, and Lachlan Sullivan. And then in the full forward line, you've got Bo McQuarrie, Daniel McStay, and Tim Membry. Maybe there's a high chance, possibly Membry and McStay swap around at some stage during the match, possibly. I don't know. The followers, you've got Darcy Cameron in the ruck in his 100th game, and then Ned Long and Nick Dacos as Rover and Ruck Rover. On the interchange, you've got Isaac Quaynor, Jamie Elliott, Scott Pendlebury, Edward Allen, and Will Hoskin Elliott. And their emergencies are Charlie West, Oleg Markov, and the big American Mason Cox there as well. And then the Sydney side, also, as I said, unchanged from the North Melbourne game last week. So from the full back line, you got Joel Hamling, Dane Rampy, and the Lizard, Nick Blakey. Then on the half back line, you've got Sam Wicks, Matt Roberts, and Ollie Florent. In the centres, you got Braden Campbell, Isaac Heaney, and Jake Lloyd. Then the half forward line, sorry, you got Hayden McLean, Will Hayward, and James Jordan. And at the full forward line, you got Joe Marty, Tom McCartan, and Corey Warner. With their followers being Big Brody Grundy in the ruck against his old side, Chad Warner, or one of his former sides, I should say for Grundy, Chad Warner and James Rowbottom as the followers. On the interchange bench, you've got Riley Bice, Peter Laddams, Tom Hanley, Caden Cleary, and Angus Sheldrick. on the interchange. And their 3 emergencies are Ben Patton, Aaron Francis, and Caleb Mitchell are their emergencies. So that is pretty much it really with that lineup. So heading into Friday night's game. It's again very important for both sides. For Collingwood, pretty much exactly the same as Adelaide for tonight. I think a win would really set up their season after that things were kind of bleak after they got smashed by the hands of GWS in opening round. But they've really bounced back since. Pulled off 3 straight wins since. And are hoping to get a 4th to set them on for a 4-1 start. While Sydney, a bit of a slow start to their time under new coach Dean Cox. Obviously they got the pressure releasing win in that thriller a few weeks ago over Fremantle, and then obviously smash North Melbourne last week to ease more pressure off of Dean Cox there. So this is going to be a pivotal one there. I think. So it's obviously to the statistics. Obviously, I think the contest to look out for is probably the rucks. I think Cameron versus Grundy. Obviously Grundy. We know. He had a slow start to the season, obviously, in the ruck, as it says here on AFL.com.au. But he did come back. Obviously, it says he 20 touches and 6 clearances against the Roos. Not a good indication because, again, against North Melbourne. But anyways, and then obviously with Darcy Cameron obviously being the main man, that could be rather interesting, really, see if he can take it up to Grundy, and more interested to see if Grundy does follow Cameron around and basically when he goes forward and tries to kick goals, basically that's when probably maybe Grundy would help out a little bit. But we don't know. I don't know who will be their second rucks though. I presume McStay will be one, and then Sydney, maybe McCartan, maybe McCartan might be Tom McCartan might be one of those. But yeah. So that's going to be pretty interesting there. And then obviously Cameron's probably also to mention as well. Darcy Cameron also has been in good form too. He's currently averaging just under 19.5 disposals a game, 6.5 clearances a game, and then 29.5 hitouts per game as well. So he's one of the top couple of informed ruckmen in the competition so far. And I think Grundy will have his work cut out there. Prediction and bold prediction. Now looking at there, I think for me, it says on AFL.com.au Collingwood by 3 points. I think it might be a thriller, this one. but I think it might be the other way around. I think Sydney, looking at their lineup here, they got Heaney, they got Warner, they got Heaney, Warner. I presume James Jordan at some stage will go to Nick Dacos during the game on Friday, tomorrow night. And it obviously got the Lizard in full flight as well. So so they got a lot of stars there. There as well, but the big missing factor would obviously be Papley, obviously, but obviously Collingwood as well. You also got stars in there as well. Not only Dacos as well, but you also got Sidebottom, you got Hill, you got Elliott coming off the bench as well. But those 3 outs in Houston, De Goey and Schultz will be big outs as well, especially Schultz. I think I heard he was one of the best players on the ground for Collingwood in the game last week against the Blues as well. So my prediction, I think, will be Sydney. I think by 4 points. And my bold prediction could be. Well, I think my bold prediction would be. My bold prediction would be, and this one's gonna be a prediction to basically wait till the end of the year for this sort of kind of bold prediction to become true. I think despite Sydney winning, I think Nick Dacos gets 3 Brownlow votes in this game. I think he can easily get 35 and kick 2 or 3 goals. He's got that love affair. He had his first real breakout game at Adelaide Oval too. So no doubt that Nick and on the big stage too, Gather Round. I think Nick will definitely will be fired up, ready to go for that game there as well. So bold prediction: Nick Dacos 3 Brownlow votes, despite Sydney winning, and obviously, as I said, the result I predict would be Sydney to win by 4 points. In an absolute thriller. Look at their stats here. Finally, just very quick. They're both very good defensively. They both have very good defenses. I think Collingwood's the second best defense in the competition behind GWS, and then Sydney is about that 6th best defense in the competition. So there could be the chance that this match could be thrilling but low scoring. As they always say, high scoring matches are often entertaining, but low scoring matches could often tense and thrilling matches. So hopefully that is the case there. But that's really just about it, really, for this year. So this is the last preview, just only previewing one match. For the rest, will be previewing over several matches. I'm gonna be preparing for the Saturday one because there's 4 matches to preview. Goodness gracious me! I wonder if I'm gonna have a voice left after that. Let's put it that way. But like this video. A chance to anybody who's a Sydney fan or a Collingwood fan. Comment down below who do you tip to win this game, and your bold prediction from this game. I would love to hear them. And one last thing, somewhere down there, click on the big red button which is labeled subscribe. It really does help me out quite a bit there on that front. As I said so many times, I'm going to say it again. It's going to be a busy couple of weeks with Gather Round and then the Easter weekend. Actually, a busy month, to be honest, counting the Anzac weekend too. So very, 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 very busy for the next few weeks. Let's put it that way. But until next time, guys, I'll see yous all later.